Greetings, everyone. Tommy Hawksblood here, calling from the Big Island of Hawaii. I hope this gets sent out okay. I'm actually going outside live, doing it from the beach of Hawaii. And just in case you tune in early, that's where I'm at. So, you know, this ain't fake scenery. Over there, I can't see it. Oh, it's hitting it too much. Oh, you finished the opposite way. Sorry about that. Over there is the mountain, the observatories, but it's too far away. I can't zoom in while I'm doing the show. But greetings, everyone. I'm calling. Today is about disclosure. We know that a couple days ago, disclosure was supposed to be released to the world, to the United States at least. Problem with that is the government came out, said the same thing the Navy said about a month ago, that everything we see could be satellites, okay, but from Russia, China, Japan, a fake or a secret organization. They wouldn't admit that it was from outer space. All right, meaning from another world, another reality, or anything like that. So basically, we got nothing. Now, the other thing is, they have the secret documents that went to Congress. So Congress gets to read that part of it. Now, we're going to get a bunch of these old men reading a bunch of documents, how many there are, how many they're sending them. They were supposed to release all the files. So even if they released 25 years ago, from 25 years back, beyond that, there'll be a lot of files there. So if they're going to send it to Congress, we're going to have these people in Congress reading it. Whether anybody in Congress is going to care, Republicans or Democrats, I don't think they really care. But they should know how much money is being spent on the program. I mean, they'll object to that part of it. They won't object to what's happening, why they're spending the money on the program. So I don't know. I'm hoping my co-host can call in at 9 o'clock. I am doing this live. I see she's there, but I'm trying to see if I can get her in. I don't even know how to open up the chat room. Hold on, let me see. That's right. All right. Sorry about that. Somebody's in the chat room at least. All right. We'll see how far this goes. Sorry for the blackout. If you tune in a little bit later, you'll get into the program. So what I was getting into is Congress is getting all the secret files. What they do with that is going to be another delusional story. They're not going to come out and say much. Now, I'm sitting at the beach because I had to drop my car off. Just found out it's going to cost me $600. $600 to fix the freaking, so just a little part in the radiator. So $125, 100 something to just check the car, $145. And it said, well, the antifreeze and the part of the radiator is going to be $600. I really didn't have that money right now, but what can I do? The light's been on my car. I decided to get it fixed. Kind of sorry I did, but I don't want a serious problem to happen to the car. Right, the thermostat. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had to get that replaced. It's inside this housing, and all these hoses go to it. And it's a small car, so it's really down deep. My friend couldn't help me replace it, and that's the only reason why I had to go to a dealership. But let's get back to this whole UFO thing. All right, I'm down by the ocean by one of the hotels. In the hotel right now, they're filming a live show, something like island dating, and they're all in this hotel. So the whole hotel is closed down for it, which is interesting. Because I was going to go inside, sit in the hotel room in that hotel to do the show, but I'm doing it outside. All right. So what we got is no information. Here's the serious problem of what's going on with this. I hope my co-host can call in at 9. We'll see what happens then. But what I'm trying to say is the government, the U.S. government, is coming out and saying all the pilots, all the astronauts that came out and said things about UFOs and aliens are liars. All right. I actually did a show a long time ago for the Thunderbirds. And the Thunderbirds are people that buy their own planes, and they created a group called the Thunderbirds. And they meet twice a year. We did a UFO conference for them years ago. We did a 2-hour conference. After it was over, 50 of them came over to us at 11 o'clock at night. Each one of them had to tell us their story of UFOs. So we can't do anything. The government doesn't listen, or they won't let us talk about it. So the problem, obviously, is they can't be heard. So now the government's calling them liars. The astronauts, there was 2 of them that came out and talked about UFOs and things like that. But they're calling them liars as well. One of them died. So he died in vain, which is sad. But, you know, we have a lot of I don't know, you guys. So-called big people that saw UFOs, documented it, took pictures of it and things like that. I have been involved with UFOs since I was 6 years old. I saw my first ship coming towards to abduct my brother when I was little. I stopped it. And by 12, I saw my first alien and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it was real to me from day one. By the time I was 25, I tried to get into the spiritual quest, which changed everything. But in the interim, all right, I was still seeing UFOs all the time and things like that. Years later, I was doing, well, I was starting when I was young, but by the time I was doing psychic implant removals and life regression, meaning back to the times they were abducted and things like that, psychic implant removals was something that few people wanted or knew about or cared about. Lots of people had missing time. But when I was doing this, none of it was popular. None of it was spoken about. People would ask me privately, well, I got lost time. And then I'd work with them to find out what happened, if they were abducted, and then work with that. So let's go a little bit further. You're going to see a lot of things flying around. There's not too many birds. There's someone flying around. I don't see any birds either. But keep your eye on the sky. So I was doing hypnosis when I was 14 years old. I hypnotized all my friends, had them all on a certain word, that I could say that word and have them in a hypnotized state and tell them to do whatever I wanted them to do. So, all right, up to the point when I was about, actually, after my spiritual quest was pretty well on its way, I met a person, Sergeant 18, and we worked together for about 6 to 7 years. So during that time frame, Sergeant 18 and I have filmed more ships more entities, more creatures, more things than anybody else inside the United States. We were lecturing, I lectured with him on the global sciences around the United States for 2 years. The person that was running that died, and then they kind of stopped doing it. Well, I'm okay right now. I'm at the ocean waiting for my car. Found out it's going to cost $600. Somebody just texted me. So we'll see what happens with that. So I'm not going to do a long show because if my partner comes, my co-host comes on, it'll be okay. I'll let you know. So she's trying to see if I'm okay. I didn't get back to her. Somebody that might have to pick me up. They said they'll fix my car in 2 hours. But sorry about the interruptions. Hold on, let me just send this message because I might need a ride home. I'm just typing this. Sorry, I gotta get this out there. All right. So this is gonna be a really funny hour, whatever if I go longer. So as what I was saying now, when I met with him, we were lecturing, we were going all over the United States. At that time, people weren't interested. It was 1996 when we started. 96 was a bad year for the UFO world. I'm gonna go back and forth. I mean, I'm still a little bit messed up right now. I'm in the bay. This is the bay in back of me, so I don't think you're gonna see any dolphins. And they're not too common here anymore. They put I keep getting these letters. This is really bizarre. So I'm at the point when we were lecturing and giving everybody lectures about UFOs, and I'd speak a little more on spiritualism, which people also didn't care much about at that time, in a way that became so popular now. It's so far from the mainstream of truth. And the only reason why I'm doing this show is to bring the truth out about UFOs and everything else that's happening with that. So as it gets closer to 3 o'clock, man, I don't know what time it is where you are. It's 12 in California. It's 3 o'clock on the Eastern time. So this is going to be a mind-boggling show. Sorry about it. So here's what I want to get to. I've been seeing so many UFOs here in Hawaii every night. All my friends in the neighborhood are seeing them. All right, and they're different kind of ships, different kind of things happening. Nobody's saying a word. We even had a mothership over us about a month ago. 3 different people spotted it, 3 of my friends. They're not lying to me. They go, "Hey, I want to tell you, I just saw something. I never saw it before in my life. It was mind-boggling." So these people I know, and I tell them what I do, and then they just came to me recently. I have people around the neighborhood, next block over, of course, another yard next door to me. They all tell me when they see UFOs, what's happening. I try to tell them to call me. They all can't, not different times. But what's going down here has to be going down everywhere else on the planet. Now, I'm against most UFO speakers because they tell everybody else's story. All right. And we hear that over and over again. All right. For me, I got 10 minutes to the hour, so that's hopefully she'll call in on the hour. Maybe she won't. Maybe she can't get in. I'm sorry about that, Tina. So we're seeing things. She's seeing things over her house. When I bring her on, we both. That's a bird in back of me. So we actually do a radioactive test, and she's radioactive during our show, on and off, which is almost an impossibility. But for me, I get waves coming from my computer screen, which is very dangerous. Like, what can I do? I mean, I'm in a place. It's pretty expensive here. Just, $600 for the car, and next month I have to pay my insurance registration, which is $180. It's pretty expensive in Hawaii. Food's crazy, ridiculous. And why do I leave? I don't know anywhere else I'd want to go right now. The United States is getting pretty bad every which way. The virus is screwing more people up and will in the near future. I want to stick with the UFO thing for a little bit. And I don't want to get into the virus. I mean, I keep getting questions about it. Do I believe in it? Do I believe half of the stuff's real? Do I believe all that? Well, that's my viewpoint. But it's like everybody needs their own, and everybody needs to figure out what they're going to do about what they believe in. I believe in not getting a shot. My partner's got one shot already. Half of my family's getting their shots, got their shots. I won't. They can't force me to, or they might try somewhere in the future. We'll see what happens with that. UFO world, getting back to speakers out there. Stephen Greer, everybody, to me is delusional. He claims a lot of things. All right. He said that there's a fake alien invasion happening soon. All right. I'll give you a better view. All right. Just so you can be in Hawaii for a second. I don't know what else you want to see. I'm blocking everything. All right. So, sorry about that. I'm trying to give you a viewpoint from Hawaii. So, these speakers, Stephen Greer, promoted this fake alien invasion because the government's going to put fear into the United States. They didn't do that. They did anything but. All right. But on the other hand, they're saying, the United States government is saying they can't defend us against UFOs from other countries. All right. Something you should know, a lot of UFOs travel faster than the speed of light. They might slow down for a reason or not. That's a different story. But most of the UFOs that are traveling slow could be ships, probably from the United States, not Russia, China, Japan, Israel, or any of those other countries. But they're saying they can't protect us. But that's not new. 1952, when a fleet of ships went over the White House, thousands and thousands of people saw it. And they couldn't do a thing about it. It happened twice in 1 week. 1947, when we talk about the Roswell incident, 3 ships were shot down. They only talk about one of them even in the UFO world. I did work with a Hopi man. I did my vision quest and things with him. And his quest was to release the truth about Nibiru, Planet X. And what that is to him, what he believes it to be. But over the years, it became a big name, Nibiru, Planet X, and it's coming, and this, that, and everybody has their stories about it. But I think we should be a little more concerned about the alien ships that are here, what they want to do, and what's going to happen. Stephen Greer goes on about a lot of people being fake, considering he's one of the most fake people out there. He's been in it since '96 as well. And what did he bring out? More people that say things, but where's the proof? And the only thing the government put out was a Tic Tac video. I mean, I see 100 of them. I could see 100 in the night. If I stayed up all night, I'd probably see 100. But so what? Whether they're aliens, government, this, that, or anything, doesn't matter. I'm talking about, I see real ships, and the people around my neighborhood do. All right. And as that's happening, all right, we need to realize that something's going to go down. This is something I say it every week, on a lot of sites I go in. We have been told by Mr. Putin himself 3 months before Mr. Trump was elected that they have been dealing with 27 alien races. He asked Trump to bring the truth out about it. He said he wanted Trump to bring out the truth about 9/11 too, and that never came out. And people don't care. People are ignorant to truth, don't want it. Whatever munchkin truth they get is useless, but they believe it and they want to. And I'm not just attacking all religions because most religions have very little truth about anything important. And when I say important is God, angels, deities, and why aliens are here. Well, in the UFO world, people like Mr. Greer and all his cronies that talk about what's this and what's that, what's going to happen. Another name I want to bring out real fast, Richard Dolan. He's claiming to be one of the top UFO speakers and investigators. Really? He probably never even saw a ship, first off, never mind try to tell stories about him. But he takes everybody's story, makes it into his like, well, blah, 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 blah. Like it was his story, and it's not. But I'm tired of stories, considering I dealt with so much actual physical relationships with aliens, UFOs, Bigfoot, you name it. And am I bragging about that? No, it doesn't matter. It's just my experience. What I'm worried about is why aliens are here. Tina, if you're listening, yes, I can't leave my show. I don't know what's going to happen, but try to come in if you're listening to this. So, what I want to, this is going to be hard. Everybody texting me over and over, and I can't go anywhere because I'll lose where I'm doing the show. So, another message. Okay, well, these people, Richard Dolan, he's on Ancient Aliens all the time. He's on all these shows, and he's putting book out after book out of his ideas. Does anybody care what he thinks? Well, they shouldn't. You care what I think? Doesn't matter unless you're seeing it, experiencing it. Okay, this is going crazy. I'm back in. I don't know. I'm getting all kinds of calls, texts. It's just screwing my cell phone up. Gonna have to make sure I block everything next time when I try to do it from a cell phone. All right. I had Tina there. I don't know how to get her in. I've been doing the show for 25 minutes and having so many problems. Tina can't work. Tina's 11 hours later than I am, so I can't do it later with her. I mean, I'd say I'd stop the show and do it later, but she won't be around. Maybe I'll just redo my show. I'm going to leave it up for now. But getting back to the point when I was talking about Richard Dolan and all the books he's putting out there, his idea of why aliens here, his idea about this, his idea of, he has no clue. Is he talking to aliens? Tina not works with them, is being abducted by them and has Okay, people, I'm back, but this is so screwed up. I'm sorry about this whole thing. I'm gonna like cancel this show. It's been just a disaster every which way. I'm sorry. I'll probably do a show later when I get home. If I ever get home, I gotta go pay for a car. I don't know how I'm gonna be doing that yet. I hope my credit card will take it. Uh, but as far as everything else, it's a lot happening, and it's scary as far as what we're gonna get out of all this. But I'll finish up later. Sorry for the inconvenience. One last look of Hawaii. A lot going on out there, but in the skies of Hawaii. So till next time, Tommy.Hawksblood here. Sorry for the inconvenience. Sorry for the harass. I'll make it better next time, promise.